podcast where we talk about Disney movies that are animated by people with their hands, sometimes computers. It's trailing off now.
Hello, Internet dwellers, and welcome back to Top Shelf Disney Animation Studios Library. And if you can't tell by the awesomeness that was the opening, not being sarcastic or facetious, I'm being serious.
That's staying in.
That's totally staying in. TC and I are in the same room, finally.
It's happened again.
It
was Sword in the Stone was last time. We are no longer live via satellites. We are in the same room. We're actually, there's some space between us because I would talk with my hands so much.
Yes.
I would surely smack Jeff at least once or twice.
And preferably, I would rather you not smack me at least once or twice. There will, however, still be a delay.
Oh, yes, you are right. There will still be.
We, right off the bat, I do want to say this right off the bat. Last week, I had left it when the podcast was ending. I said that we might have a special guest this week.
It was the big teaser.
Unfortunately, guys, it fell through. The guest was going to be Lindsay. Lindsay was going to try to be a part of the show, but for this week, because she loves The Little Mermaid, it's either, I think it's her favorite animated film, I believe. I'm sorry, Lindsay, if I'm quoting that wrong.
The way she threatened me about being on it, she didn't threaten me.
I think she did.
She did. This is my favorite movie.
She didn't threaten.
No one likes this movie more than me. And then she ran her thumb across her throat, squinting at me.
Meaning you need to shave,
yes,
right?
I do.
Okay, I'm a little scraggly myself.
But Lindsay was going to be on.
Yep, so. Lindsay of the Top Shelf. You guys know that. Co-founder. She was going to be on the episode, but unfortunately, schedules just didn't work for it this time.
That's right.
So.
We'll find a different. We have some ideas for bonus content in the future.
Yes.
So she will pop up. She will pop up in some capacity down the road.
The road.
Not today, because today it's just me, TC.
Oh,
and Jeff.
I'm here too. I said hello. I started it. But anyways, we are going to. I just want to get that out of the road, or get that out of the road and into the field. These analogies are so confusing to me sometimes.
Weird colloquialisms I'm not familiar with.
Well, that's because normally you're on the West Coast. You have to be home more often. I just wanted to get that off right off the bat. So back to business. TC. What movie did we watch this week?
Today, we have officially entered the Renaissance. Anyone want to say that we weren't in the Dark Ages last week or the week before is a fool, because today was the dawn of a new era, Jeff. This is a new era of Disney Animation Studios.
You guys can't see this, but TC managed to pull out a pedestal and a soapbox, and he is now 3 feet higher. There's an army of people standing behind him saluting. It escalated quickly.
The 1988?
Oh my goodness,
89.
I'm so sorry. 89.
89, The Little Mermaid, the beginning of the Disney Renaissance.
And it is, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it is so noticeable. So Oliver and Company was only a year prior, and obviously so it was being made during the exact same time as Little Mermaid was, more or less. But the jump from Oliver and Company to Little Mermaid, I can see us, it's night and day. Like, this movie is... Spoilers? Fantastic.
Yeah. This is the most the movie that required the most animation since Fantasia for Disney Animation Studios. They had not put this much effort into the hand-drawn animation of a film since Fantasia and Pinocchio before that. And we had discussed earlier about how Katzenberg, I'm jumping right into Katzenberg stuff.
Oh, that's fine.
Wanted, money. No. Get things out. Movie a year. Move. Make the entertainment. Don't worry about the art. And we've seen the consequences of something like that. Because when you look at Pinocchio, they hand airbrushed every single cell, every single frame. That's a lot of damn work for the studios, for Disney itself, for just any studio in 1989. It's why Don Bluth couldn't hang, because he tried to maintain, with his smaller studio, that classic style of animation of really putting every single detail into every single cell, which is why those movies stand the test of time, which is why The Little Mermaid is so freaking good, because this was a monumental difference, like Jeff said, about between Oliver and Company and this. Every bubble in this movie is hand-drawn.
That's insane.
They had to farm this out to like 10 different animation companies around the world.
Because think about it, it's a movie that takes place underwater.
Under the sea.
Under the sea if we wish to be kissing the girl.
Every bubble.
Every bubble. And there's thousands of bubbles in this movie. Like
I'm sure we could Google it and find
I'm
out
sure
how many
we could.
bubbles. Someone bubble checked this movie.
You know,
bet.
I will Google that if you wish to continue talking about The Little Mermaid. I will look to see if I can't find that.
Well, I'll get the Katzenberg stuff out of the way because I
Yes.
really want to dive into how we felt about this movie, rewatching it and whatnot. But Katzenberg, as discussed in the previous episodes, he was about the product getting out fast, the product getting done. He didn't even want to make this movie because he said moldy old fairy tales are done with. No one wants this. But Ron Clements was determined to make Little Mermaid. They've had the rights. Disney has had the rights to the Little Mermaid since the 40s, and it took him this long to make it. And he did the treatment. He crafted the storyboards, and he made this happen. And it wasn't just that part. That part of the chemistry didn't make this movie so good. You have someone like Glenn Keane, the legendary animator Glenn Keane. Previously, we discussed how he went back and redid the entire bear fight in Fox and the Hound. He went to the president of animation. He went over Katzenberg's head to beg to be allowed to animate Ariel. So you have the legendary Glenn Keane responsible for the key animation of Ariel herself, even going so far as reanimating the final moments of Party of Your World 3 times to get it right. Like, this guy wanted to do this. And one final little detail about this, and this really speaks of this era. This really speaks of what Katzenberg attempted to do when he took over, and what the true artists like Glenn Keane and Ron Clements and the Disney Renaissance masterminds, the difference between these comes down to a simple moment of this: a test screening of Little Mermaid and kids getting bored during the Party Your World sequence. It was an incomplete movie when they were doing these test sequences, and Katzenberg said, movie's fine, they seem to love it, cut Party Your World. That needs to go. Cut it. It's boring, it ruins the pace of the film, no kid wants to sit there and watch it. Forget about it. Just cut it. That's my note. Cut them. How insane is that?
That's insane.
Glenn Keane himself went in, finished the sequence, so it wasn't just pencil sketch drawings set to the audio track.
Right.
Got Jodie Benson to do the legendary recording we hear now, and he finished the animation on the sequence, then did a test screening with adults that were moved to tears watching this. I'm even tearing up now talking about that song. And this song, Part of Your World, changed the game. This whole movie changed the game, but that's the first I Want song, right? Every movie after this has a song in the first act that has your main character say, "This is what I want. I want to be out there. I want to find where I belong.
Right.
I want to, that's the fact that Katzenberg wanted to cut this shows the difference between his mentality of what these movies were and what the animators knew they could be. So that's the end of my Katzenberg stuff. That's it, and that's the end of TC's Katzenberg Corner. Hey,
it's gonna be a corner if we have a couple more movies, right? He'll still be involved for a little bit.
He's nearing the end of his tenure, and sorry. So there you go. I babbled that out for you, Jeff.
I did find I could not get an exact specific number. It looks like nobody actually found or has counted it by hand.
All right, listeners.
Yep. They did say one of the animators estimated that he and his colleagues had to draw over 1 million different bubbles.
Oh, man.
Because if you think about like every cell and then the amount of bubbles in the shot plus the number of cells, they're estimating like almost 1 million, over 1 million different bubbles were drawn for this movie.
Not surprising. The level of animation in this is staggering. The difference between Oliver and Company, like you said, is incredible. You watch Oliver and Company, it feels dated. You watch Little Mermaid, it feels as wonderful and as new now. How many years later?
Right. Oh, yeah. Math.
89, 99,
almost 30.
2000, almost 30.
28 years later. It's fascinating because like Oliver and Company, while it still had a greater cleaned up quality than a few of the ones before it, like even you could argue even like the Great Mouse Detective, or you go back to Black Cauldron and stuff like that, which still had that rough, like really rough around the edges vibe to it with this animation. Little Mermaid I did not see any of that. I saw cleaner lines. I didn't see like weird moments of like the backgrounds were gorgeous. There was one shot. It was a close up of Sebastian, and I don't even remember what he was saying. And the rocks behind him looked and it's a friggin' rock, and it's gorgeous looking, and like it is the level of detail that they put into this underwater environment was beautiful, and the animation, like the poses or the facial expressions and the way that all the characters acted, especially Ursula, is huge.
Yeah.
But they just the details and the attention to detail for the way that the characters moved and reacted, and their eyes, and just little bits and pieces. Oh, that freaking that dining room scene after Ariel has gotten her legs and she's quiet and she uses the fork and she uses the pipe.
Dinglehopper, snarf plate, yeah.
And she's combing her hair, and then she stops and there's a shot of Eric, and then it cuts back to her, and all it is her eyes just dart from Eric to the
Grimsby.
Yep. It's just the eye dart over to him.
Think.
And then she sits it down. And it's like, that was just it's a perfect timing.
She blows through the pipe, and Eric goes, ha ha ha. Sorry about that. But it's so if you look at something like Oliver and Company, so in the comments section, I believe it was Thomas mentioned on our Facebook page for the Oliver and Company that he was a little thrown off by our, well, at least my admiration for Georgette in Oliver and Company, and how I was praising her in being she stands out.
You're talking like Jeff now.
She stands out because she feels the most like a Disney character in a Disney movie, much more so than some of those other characters, most of the other characters. In Little Mermaid, every character is so alive. They all are animated so uniquely. They all stand out in their own way. This is something that I don't feel like we've had in the previous films, to have such a large cast.
Yep, thank you for saying
and
that.
Everybody stands out. I would even go so far as to say that you probably could find someone whose favorite character is any one of the characters in this movie. You could find someone who likes Sebastian Flounder Scuttle, Ariel, Max the dog,
right.
Eric, King Triton, Ursula, Flatsman Jetsam.
Yep.
Am I missing anybody? Oh, the chef, Louis the chef.
The French chef is is fantastic in this. And he's only in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
It's the one scene when Sebastian is avoiding getting eaten or getting cooked, and then he almost gets cooked. And then it's the finale when he shows back up and he chases after Sebastian. 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And he's a memorable character in this movie.
It's every single character has their moments in this. There's not a moment wasted in this film. There's not a line of dialogue wasted in this film. So Jeff and I, we watched this in the room together as quietly as possible.
Oh yes, still made a couple comments. Couldn't help myself.
So something I like to do when considering the story structure or the pacing of a film, particularly these movies we've been watching for this podcast, is occasionally I will go, "What's the timestamp?" And I actually had to lean over to ask Jeff so he could hit the remote to see what the timestamp is, because oftentimes a well-constructed film, You'll lose track of the time. You'll lose track of how things are paced, and every single character and the entire plot and all every theme and arc is set up in the first 10 minutes of this movie.
And a song actually. And was Part of Your World in that first 10 minutes?
Yes,
because the one in the party when Triton's that whole thing.
There's actually at least 2 songs in the first 10 minutes, because there's the Bottom of the Blue, a song I completely forgot, which. Once it started, I was like, "Holy cow!" Frozen starts out with a song much like this.
Yeah.
That's
right. They're on the boat at the beginning. Oh, I completely forgot about that song. We literally just watched this like 2 hours ago. I've already forgotten about that song.
But in the first 10 minutes of this movie, they've established everything. Everything is laid out for you.
You know, you've been introduced to the villain and her henchmen. You get the prince. You get our protagonist. You get what her relationship is with her dad.
The sidekicks, everything. Yeah.
All the sidekicks. You get the songs. You get. The whole shark scene, like you get an action scene in the first 10 minutes. You get a lot of comedy in the first 10 minutes. You know the tone of the entire film.
This is precision filmmaking. This is, and to look at this from the technical standpoint, this is just, especially compared to what I was complaining about last week with how muddled the ideas and themes of Oliver and Company were.
We still don't know who the bad guy was or who the main character in that film was.
At the 10-minute mark, forget about it, right?
But we didn't know by the end of the hour and 20 minutes, let alone.
This movie has such precision, and there's not a wasted moment in it. And it's moments of of great humor, whether it's visual or great lines of dialogue that are quippy and fun.
Yep.
This is just a tight film.
And it never feels rushed, because there's two sides of that coin. Because it could be
Yes.
that nothing is ever wasted. There's no
Yeah.
time wasted. But it's an hour and 26, so it's one of the longer movies we've watched in recent viewings. Because most Disney movies up until this point are about an hour 10, hour.
You hit
15.
the 100 minute of a movie. Yeah.
This one's an hour and 26, so it's an hour and a half, and even with all the stuff happening in that 10 minutes, it did not feel like whoa, slow down, wait, you just blew past the point. I didn't quite hear it. Like I'm like, yep, okay.
It clips along.
Very good.
Great. It's funny too because you got up at one point and you quickly checked the time and you're like, oh, it's almost done.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
I didn't know an hour and 10 minutes had gone by.
But it's so nice to see like a movie that like it never felt like it was talking down either, because I feel like in order to get through all those points, it could have been very simplified.
Right.
They could have gone a more just, okay, kids, like, we're holding your hand, here's the bad guy, here's the good guy, here's what you need to know. But I still don't know Ursula's motivation, though.
Right. Yeah.
She is along the lines of, not Cruella, because kind of Cruella, she's just a bad guy for being a bad guy.
She does have mention of when I used to be in the castle. When I used to be part of the kingdom. Yeah.
She got bent out of shape because she got probably banished and knocked out. And
Possibly. Now, there are people who might even be wanting to comment right now. I'm aware of the larger mythology behind Little Mermaid. If you go to the sequels, if you go to even deleted scenes that you can find on the Blu-ray for this, Ursula and Triton were siblings.
Oh.
Yeah, and so they were estranged siblings in that respect, which an idea that came into play later with Lion King, to having the man who would be king, the boy
Right.
who would be king, versus the sister who would not. But let's not subscribe too much to the expanded universe. Let's hone in on this film.
Right.
And there is Ursula's clear jealousy of Triton at the end when she gets the crown. She says, "Finally, I will rule the seas." And
Right.
if it's as simple as that, mustache twirling. Or tentacle twirling.
Tentacle twirling, ink spraying. She came down, and I was okay with it. Like, I wasn't.
Made me ink. Now,
Nice reference.
thank you.
And that I'm okay with that. Like, if it's literally that she's just a bad guy and she wants to have power,
Yeah.
okay, I'm fine with that. Don't try to make it deeper. Then, like, if you introduce that concept, don't try to well, actually, it's because of this. Like, no, she's just a bad guy for being a bad guy. She wants to rule. I'm good with that. Good. Move on. Spend no more time.
So while we're sitting here complimenting it for how tight it is, for how the pace is nicely set, how the characters are all introduced so well, there is still a simplicity in this. This is a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale that follows a whole lot of fairy tale tropes,
Right.
in the falling in love at first sight and love's true kiss and the standard of 3 days to accomplish something, and there is that element to it, and that accepting that philosophy, accepting that stylistic way of telling the story, allows me at least to forgive certain things. Like, okay, why couldn't you just write your name down so Eric would know what it is?
Right.
How do you not know what a fork is when you know what a Triton is?
True.
But
Maybe they're not allowed to use Tritons in their underworld kingdom.
He's the
because
only one.
He's the only one. Everyone else has
Ariel!
to They all have to use their hands and their fingers.
Sebastian, get her in here. He sounds like Rip Torn now. So because it's a fairy tale,
If you can dodge a Triton, you can dodge.
to dodgeball. I am forgiving of those what seemingly feel like fallacies in the film, right? That you can, because it's a fairy tale, and though it doesn't open with once upon a time, it follows the standards of a fairy tale. If you look at Cinderella and Sleep, 30 years it's been since a princess movie for this series.
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping Beauty was the last one in 1959.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So it was 30 years before they hit another princess. Well, unless you count Eowyn and from Black Cauldron.
True.
But this
I mean, and there was there a princess in Robin Hood?
it's Maid Marian, but a true
actual, like, this is
protagonistic.
Yep.
Protagonistic? Yes, we're going with that word.
protagonistic.
Yeah. this driven fairy tale. Yeah,
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Yeah, so we return to the fairy tale and accepting that it's a once upon a time, happily ever after scenario. I'm forgiving of a couple of the, come on now.
Like, what was she actually going to do with Ariel's voice anyways? Like, that feels weird.
It was less about the voice and more about the punishment, I think.
Though, I will say this, bring it up for voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm a boy, obviously.
I can vouch.
This is the reason I have you come on, actually, as a live guest every once in a while, just to verify that I'm still a boy.
Yeah, Jeff does this completely nude, and it's a lot of weird eye contact. But anyway, continue, Jeff.
He hasn't looked me in the eye yet, though. That's what this is weird. So, all right. No, but
you're a boy.
I'm a boy, and so I grew. And this was '89. So this movie came out when I was 5 years old, and this was one of those movies that, as a little boy, you look at it going, "That's a movie for girls. Mm-hmm. This is not a movie for boys." Because it's a girl, and I don't know how I got into Beauty and the Beast. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know why I think I sided with Beast more often. So for this movie, this was one that I hadn't seen a lot. Mm-hmm. So I've seen it. I know the frickin' songs. I know Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl, and obviously part of your world. Thank you. I obviously know this song that I don't know the title of right now. But no, like I know those songs. I knew the general beats of it. I knew Ursula. I did not remember that she did not, like, the Ariel did not have a voice for the last half of the movie, basically.
Oh, wow.
Or like maybe like the last third ish. And so I went into that going, oh, this is interesting. And the fact that it still worked, the plot still worked, with our main character not uttering a word for a third of the film.
Again, credit to that animation to be able to find all these physical ways to tell stories. And you know, let's talk about Ariel. Mm-hmm. Okay, she's 16-year-old girl with clear flights of fancy. Yep. Very irresponsible ideas of abandoning her home, running away, and chasing after the love of her. I love him, Daddy. I love him.
I will say that her character feels the most realistic, quote unquote.
Finger quotes are going up.
Finger
I see
quotes.
him. Yeah.
Quotes. It's like I catch the quote mark. All right, this one's first, then this
No,
one.
I don't like that. I don't like that. He's starting the quote, and then he's finishing it on the other side.
So this is quote, unquote.
Stop it.
Two different fingers, not at the same time. This makes for a great audio, antagonistic.
She's very realistic.
She's very realistic in the cliche teenage girl, like over the top act. Like, I've seen that done in so many movies and so many TV shows. But yeah, I think of that as like, oh yeah, that's what you do when you're a teenager. That you don't know what you want, you think you do, and you make rash decisions.
Everything's the end of the world,
yes.
Right? So it's funny. Like, we can look at it as adults. It's oftentimes you can look at a way a child makes a decision and is portrayed in a story, mm-hmm. and you judge it with your adult mind. It's very easy. Like, how could you not be like, that stupid girl, what is she doing? Yeah. That relationship will never last.
Right.
But we'll get to Eric in a minute. A good example of this is looking at the Harry Potter series. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will look at Harry Potter and criticize the choices he makes and what he's doing. He's not even an adult. He's 11 years old in that first book, 12, 13, 14. The decisions you made, the royal you, I'm pointing at the microphone. When you were 12 years old, how good were your decision-making skills?
Also, what were you when you were 12? I mean...
Yeah, just a little lapel mic.
Back in my day.
So a 16-year-old...
I hope it doesn't get bigger than this. This is already a large microphone as it is.
He just gets up and leaves. I'm out of here. So a 16-year-old making these crazy decisions. It's a fairy tale.
Right. And
she's a child making these very life or death choices in her life based upon her world purview. Like, she doesn't know any better.
Right.
Which is also to Eric. Let's talk about Eric. Because up to this point, our princes haven't been... He's the best.
Yeah.
Eric is a great character. He's the most developed prince we've seen at this point.
Because what was the last one? Was it the one from Sleeping Beauty?
Philip would be the last prince.
And he actually had more kind of to him than previous princes, even from like Cinderella, which is just like, oh yeah,
Prince Charming.
Just him.
I gave Philip credit for for sticking to his guns, but he's like, no, I'm going to love the woman I want to love. Just happens to be the one that he's supposed to anyway. But Eric he's got such personality. He's developed. There are little subtleties to him that I really appreciated this time around that I never noticed before. He doesn't want to kiss her without knowing her name. He wants to kiss her, but he stops himself during that song. He wants to know her name. Like, he can't even bring himself to kiss this beautiful girl in front of him that he clearly is infatuated with,
Right.
until he figures out her name. And that's a nice, subtle character touch.
Right.
Right?
Because he actually has some, like, internal, like
His
no,
morality.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not just going to kiss you, random person. I want to know who you are. Like, let's talk. Let's go have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, there's nothing terribly complex about any of these characters if you really want to break it down. But there's something really endearing about Eric, that he is a good guy, and he's 16 also. He's 16. In fact, the kid who voiced him was 16 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great because he's got such a. It doesn't sound like a squeaky little like, Grimsby, I saw this pretty girl on the. Oh, geez, there. Oh, geez.
It'd be a very different movie.
Yeah, if he was a squeaky voiced teenager. But he doesn't have this like manly voice like, Grimsby, I saw her. She's beautiful. Do a Gaston for me.
Grimsby, she's beautiful. Wait. Oh, wait, hold on. What's the actual line from Beauty and the Beast? Wait.
That's the one, the very one.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
She's the one, the lucky girl I'm going to marry.
It's a little sneak peek for a couple weeks from now when he's doing the whole episode as Gaston.
Oh, I could do that.
Good.
Hello, Internet dwellers, and welcome back to Top Shelf Disney Animation
So much chest
Studio.
hair, every last inch.
It's just covered in it.
We're 2 weeks ahead. We're 2 weeks ahead.
Well, we got to get a little sneak peek.
Let's see. Let's talk some other characters here.
Yes.
I actually have a tweet. I'm going to jump ahead to a tweet
Okay.
right here because we've discussed already that this is a pretty good cast of characters, but this comes from Ledger88 on Twitter. So if you want to tweet at me at TC's Big Head, you can tweet at Jeff at Random Bell.
Yes.
It's over at twitter.com. Check it out.
Ooh, is that a new thing?
Yeah. Sebastian might be the greatest sidekick to date. Name a better one.
Ooh. Are we going to... Okay, clarification.
I guess, yeah. To date would be Moana, but let's say to date in what we've watched. So up to this point, in the 28?
This is 28, yep.
Yeah. So I did a quick list to save you the brain.
Thank you. I'm thinking, and I think I agree, but what's... Yeah.
So just a quick list of some of the sidekicks we've had so far. We have had the Seven Dwarves, Jiminy Cricket, Timothy the Mouse from Dumbo, Thumper from Bambi, Jacques and Gus from Cinderella, Tinkerbell is Peter Pan's sidekick.
Okay.
Trusty and Scotty from Lady and the Tramp, Archimedes from Sword and Stone, and Little John from Robin Hood. And it's no competition. Sebastian he's an amazing sidekick.
Yeah.
I do not disagree. So
I will agree.
So Ledger, yeah, what he does, he is in the best sidekick fashion, doing everything in his ability to be at the hero's side to get them to their goal.
Yep.
He leads the songs. He tries to change your mind. He plays mentor as well as sidekick, but even over Flounder, who's a great friend. Sidekick Sebastian gets to go on land.
Flounder feels more like the sidekicks that we had leading up to this point in Disney movies. He's the friend.
Yeah.
He's there, and he makes some jokes. He's there, but he's not as... He doesn't have as much of an impact on the story or the character or like the protagonist's thinking or rationale as Sebastian does. And I feel like Sebastian is the template for the sidekick that we will continue to see over and over again,
Especially through the Renaissance.
yeah,
yes.
and see, and that's why I wanted to clarify which are we going, because just off the top of my head, I'm like, I don't know, Abu was pretty dang good in Aladdin, but even going into more recent, the lizard from Tangled is
Pascal.
It does not speak a single word, or even the horse in Tangled, like
Maximus.
both of those are fantastic sidekicks. They don't speak a lick of, they don't say a word.
You know what? Maybe I need to make a sidekick Brackify.
I think you should. That'd be
If you
brilliant.
guys want to hear a sidekick, if you want me to put up a sidekick poll, I'll put it up. So if you like that, tweet at me at TC's Big
Yes.
Head. Hashtag sidekick poll. There you go. That's what we want right there.
I like this.
But I just want to talk about Sebastian because these songs, we got Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl. Just those two songs alone. Goosebumps right now, Jeff.
Yes.
When this movie started and the theme kicked in,
you
I was like,
oh.
I just got tingles. Like, oh my God, this is... And we mentioned this last week, and I said this was going to be something we needed to consider going forward here. These are movies that we have a genuine nostalgia for because we grew up with these movies. Right. Every movie from this point on, we will have seen in our life. They have come out in our lifetimes, and we have seen them in our lifetimes. We were too young to have memories. Obviously, I had the memory of Great Mouse Detective, but let's be honest, that wasn't a formative situation. These movies are, for us, I'm speaking for you, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Not you in the microphone. It's me this time.
It's going to be difficult for us to really critique and review these films without so much of our childhood wrapped around them.
And I fully agree with that. And I'm trying my hardest to look at these movies as
objectively
as entertainment. And even though, and I still feel like it's a little easy for me to do with Little Mermaid because I do remember this movie being out. I remember it being all over the place. I remember it being on my friends' clothes and lunch. Like I remember that. I remember the merchandising.
I still see it on my friends' clothes.
Yeah.
Allison sent me. Allison, one of our listeners, Allison.
Yeah.
She sent was it Allison? Yeah, sent me a picture of her wearing a Little Mermaid shirt.
It's like it's still a thing. It's still like I completely understand it. But like I have it's a little easier for me to still look at this movie objectively, even though knowing the songs. I don't know the villain song.
Poor Unfortunate Souls. Oh,
I do not know that. I knew it was when it started. I'm like, okay, I can't remember what the hook, what the line is.
Unfortunate Souls. That is one of the best. God, Alan Menken and
Howard
Ashman.
Ashman. Yep.
I mean,
and this is it. And that brings me back to one other point. The music in this, they obviously this the first film where they both worked on it together as lyricists and music. Because oh my goodness, I'm now just completely spacing on their name. We just said their names.
Ashman and Menken.
Menken worked on a song for Oliver and Company, just one of the songs. He wasn't the composer, and then Ashman was a producer on that. So they both worked on Oliver and Company, but not together. This is the movie where they both worked together, and you can it's night and day. The music in it is just fantastic. Like they nailed the furthering the plot and getting into the character motivations through song that I believe up to this point no other Disney movie had accomplished as well.
As effectively, no.
Right. Like obviously Bare Necessities, it doesn't further the plot, but it kind of gets you in a little bit to the character's inner thinkings. This one, you see you listen to the lyrics in it, and this is something that just keeps happening from here on out. I mean, again, going all the way up to like Tangled, Moana even to a degree, but I keep using Tangled because Tangled is the more recent representation of, I feel like, this era. Because yes, I know we have The Princess and the Frog, but Tangled did this era of Disney movies just fantastically. Like it nailed it. I think even bringing back Menken. I think Menken did the songs on Tangled as well. So so it's him. It's their writing, and obviously Ashman does die in a few more years. He doesn't make it past Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well,
Aladdin. He does Aladdin, and then after that, he passed away.
This era, so the Renaissance era that we've now entered officially with this film. We've exited the Dark Ages fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Dark Age, as it's been called, as
literally
we just
night
saw
and
it,
day.
is real quick. Yeah, right. The sun has risen. Rosen. This is the Disney. Rosencrantz. This is the Disney that people think of when you think of Disney animated films. This is it.
Yep.
People may have nostalgia for Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella and Pinocchio, and if you want to go back further, but this is the definitive movie era that we're entering in, and it came out strong with this.
Yeah.
And I keep belaboring the point. It's very clear we like this movie. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's shocked by this.
This is going to be my number 8, though.
What? Get out of here!
Spoilers. It's not my number 8, okay? Just
What?
that leaves 7 more numbers, guys.
Actually, that reminds me. Flounder's scream at the beginning with the shark is such a Kevin Arnold scream from Home Alone. Like seriously, every scream he has when that shark attack happens sounds just like Macaulay Culkin did it.
But yeah, so I did not complete my train of thought before I got sidetracked on the music. It's my own, I derailed my own thought, but I will have it's easier for me to be a little more objective to this movie. But I do agree as we go, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, just Lion King, any of the more recent ones, even it's gonna be harder for me to look at it objectively. But I'm gonna try my darndest.
Which I don't necessarily think there's anything bad in that, because having the memories for this movie, well, we're giving it a point of context, and being able to look at it as critically as possible it'll be a fun challenge to look at this and agree that yes, there's a simplicity in this, there's some questionable choices made in this, but to excuse it with it being a fairy tale, then you have to just decide how closely you're going to dissect a Once Upon a Time story.
But it's hard to deny you looking at this movie and go like name a song from Little Mermaid. Oh, okay.
Under the sea,
or
part of your world,
or
Kiss the Girl.
Yeah, it's like you
Les Poissons.
You can name easily four songs. Maybe not right off the bat, but you could get one of 4 answers for a song. Prior to this,
name a song from Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
I Know You. Now name another one.
Because like Jungle Book is bare necessities.
I Want to Be Like You.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Pinocchio, I've got no strings on me.
I suppose I'm
Wish Upon a Star?
the wrong person to ask,
Right.
because I will be able to name.
True. But for a lot of people, like you can see how much they perfected it, and again, this is from an objective point of view. You can see how much they have perfected this model of how we're going to tell this story.
Yeah,
and it's crazy that they were all in production at the same time, because our next one came out the next year. Yeah,
90.
Rescuers Down Under came out in 90. Now I don't remember much of Rescuers Down Under either. I always forget that it's between Little Mermaid and
Everyone does.
Beauty and the Beast. I still feel like that's like a mid '80s movie for some reason, but even while they're being in production at the same time, it's crazy that you could have 2 very different outcome of films between Oliver and Company.
And Little Mermaid.
And Little Mermaid. I keep wanting to call it Oliver and Me. I even wrote that as the episode title last week at first, and then I changed it. And then I changed it to Olive and Me. I'm sorry about that. Olive and Company.
It's looking at what they were getting to with Great Mouse Detective. When you have someone like Radigan and the villain song, and you look at Oliver and Company, and getting a sense of what works and what doesn't. Those were nice. As I mentioned, I called Oliver last week a good lessons learned film. That they have perfected not just what mistakes came out of trying what they did during the Dark Ages, which were some noble attempts to be sure, to also look at the history of the princess films and the Disney library to recapture. To look at something like Bippity Boppity Boo, which could be is that the first show-stopping film, to have multiple poppin' songs like they did in the Jungle Book, to just get that chemistry so right.
Right.
It's great. Let's talk a little bit more about the film itself instead of just continually praising it here.
I'm gonna praise it. Dang it.
I want to point out that Triton is ripped.
Yes, he is.
I forgot how muscular he is. I mean, he is a god, I suppose, but
he does, however, look like he could just squish Ariel in some points, because
he's got those muscles on him.
The muscles are larger than half the people in the ocean.
It's I kind of was talking about. There's no kind of about it. I was talking about the subtlety in some elements of Eric's character. There's something really neat about King Triton, because maybe those listening didn't go back and watch the movie, and you remember how angry her dad can be. How Ariel's dad is this temperamental, destroys all her collectibles. He's always yelling and booming, and Sebastian's afraid of him. But he's not. He does yell, he does boom, he does flip out, but he's constantly doubting himself.
Right.
And he's constantly feeling disappointed in Ariel, sure, but sad in how he's reacted. He knows he has a temper, and he questions himself constantly. Every time he has one of his outbursts, it's followed really carefully by a tiny little moment of him glancing or his face dropping sadly. Like even when he leaves the grotto after devastating her whole collection, he looks back and he has a moment of, I shouldn't have done that.
Right. Well, and because then I think what that does is that helps his character not come off like a bad guy. Because you could, if they just made it always be like, no, Ariel, you stupid little girl, do what your father says.
I'll do what I want, Daddy.
Yeah, you have no sympathy then for him, and he comes off as a bad guy, which I feel like would easily. We'd start having the same problem as what we did for Oliver and Company last week, where it's like, well, who's the bad guy? Who's actually the villain?
Is it Ursula? Is it Triton? Yeah.
Because you could argue that he is a bad guy because he destroys all his stuff and he basically makes her run away without his help. And then if he comes back at the end and then he gets turned into the weird slivered or like
He's little barnacle.
barnacles thing, sad, depressing barnacles. He could have, when he gets turned into that, then you wouldn't care. You'd be like, oh, great, good, the bad guy's gone.
Yeah, her dad tried to hold her back. You're not going to hold me back, Dad.
Just like that is what I want.
Yeah.
I would want that line in the movie.
But I feel for the guy because he's genuinely trying. Now do you want to separate the fantasy, like the fairy tale aspect from the reality of it? He's got 6 other daughters. He's really focused in on Ariel here.
Yeah, what are the other daughters doing? The other ones are like, hey, guys, guess what? Dad's off yelling at Ariel again. What do you want to do?
Face it, Dad. Well, she's 16 and she's the youngest.
Right.
So perhaps all of his older daughters. I mean, there's 6 others, right?
Yeah.
So let's say he had 1 a year. His older daughters are adults. They're fine. They're not the rebels that Ariel is.
She has to be the rebel. She has to be the rebel because obviously, if you look at all their clothing choices, all the other daughters have a matching like shell bra and flippers or fins.
Their tails, their shells or whatever
match the color of their fins, except for Ariel's. Hers are the only ones that are different.
You know what? That's why something like that. And I wouldn't say this for everything about Ariel, but something like that makes her an interesting, maybe a good role model in that she marches to the beat of her own drum. Right? That I'm not going to match my tops to my bottoms.
Yep. I'm going to wear whatever I want.
Yeah, I'm a rebel. I'm cool like that.
Speaking about bottoms, I'm sorry. I'd be amiss if I didn't point out the fact that I was slightly disturbed by the fact that Ariel is naked from the waist down like 2 or 3 times in this movie.
We do see her bum at one point. Not like a full on like here's her butt, but there's definitely some bum action going on.
It's like she's got no pants on.
I don't think this would get a G rating today.
I don't think it would.
It's not salacious.
No, it's like
but there is a certain it's a provocative, if you will.
You could argue the same about Ursula's boobs.
Oh my gosh! It's like she leads with her boobs twice in this movie.
And here I was complaining a few movies back about the character that was shoving like the close-up of the character's breasts, and now it's like, oh yeah, look, there's just more of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Black Cauldron, when the fiddle player got turned into Flim Flam, whatever his name was. So actually, Okay, you want to talk about Ursula real quick, or do you want to talk about the other sexuality things in this?
Oh my god, let's talk about Ursula first, and then we'll go back to the sexuality.
She is animated so great, like that half octopus body versus her human half. That she's a mythological creature. I'm trusting my memory of Greek mythology. She's not a mer person because she has an octopus bottom. Well, I mean. Squid because she has 6 tentacles, but her arms equal 8, right? So she's not a mer person exactly. She's I had to look it up. A Caesalia.
Caesalia.
Which is half.
Oh, Caesalia. You're breaking my voice. Hey.
Troll, get out of here.
Sorry. He sneaks in from time
The
to
way
time.
she moves, the way she's very much like from Hairspray. What's the character from Hairspray? John Waters, Divine.
Divine, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Divine would be like the human representation of Ursula.
She's like a mashup of Divine and like B. Arthur.
Yes. Which it's funny to note that
Yeah.
she was modeled to be voiced by B. Arthur
Oh, really?
originally.
All right.
B. Arthur was supposed to be who did the voice. She didn't do it. I don't know why.
Now, granted, that would have been fine. The woman who did
Uh-huh.
Ursula's just one of the best villains.
I got so excited because Garfield's Christmas special is one of those 30-minute specials that I watch every holiday season. Love it to death. John and Garfield and Odie go to the family farm and they're there for Christmas. And Grandma is the same actress that voices Ursula. So I'm sitting here watching this movie going, that voice is so familiar. Who does that? And she said something.
Yeah.
I think she cackled because in the Garfield specials, Grandma goes like, ha ha, like she does that like twice.
Yeah.
And I think Ursula laughed or did something, and I went, "Oh, is that Grandma?" And I went under IMDb page and just searched for Garfield, and it came up like, "Yes, it is Grandma." Oh, I knew that voice somewhere. I got very excited for that. That's little Jeff inside of me getting excited.
That's your little memory.
My little
somehow
memory of
connected to a
Garfield.
little memory of. But Ursula is so dynamic. That Poor Unfortunate Soul song is so good. And it's right now the best villain song we've heard. I liked Radigan and what Vincent Price did.
Oh yes,
Which I feel was essentially a prototype, and Georgette was a prototype for the villain song as well. This right here, this is a definitive.
this is
villain
we're
moment.
gonna this is what the villain songs need to be. It needs to be that show-stopping moment where people start, because that's the thing that like a lot of people love talking about is like what the villain songs are, and most of the time it's from Little Mermaid on.
Yeah,
you kind of forget about some of those because there really isn't a ton of them.
Right. I mean, Scar. If you want to jump a little further down the road, Dr. Facilier has a great villain song in Princess and the Frog.
I'm bummed Jafar in Aladdin. First off, Gaston's. We'll come back to these again. Gaston's in Beauty and the Beast. I love it. I will. In case anybody's ever interested, I will link when we do Beauty and the Beast. I will link to my cover of Gaston.
Well, I'll remind you that next time we record when we get to Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
But the Gaston song, I'm bummed Jafar doesn't really have it. He has the Prince Ali reprise. He doesn't have his own villain song, but even in that song, he just nailed. Oh, it's just so great, so great.
The villains. A lot of the classic moments we've seen up to this point are due in large part to the villain. Madame Medusa is a very well animated, dynamic villainess in The Rescuers.
Yep.
Cruella de Vil, come on, right?
Cruella de Vil feels like she's the template for this style of villain that's just evil.
The bombastic, over the top,
Yep.
super theatrical. Because you have the classic villain of someone like Maleficent, who's very stony,
Yep.
very put together, and she has her flip out near the end. But Ursula just
Busts down the door.
changed the game.
Crazy.
Boob first.
Boobs
Boobs
first.
Boobs
Boobs
first.
busts the door down, and she enters shortly thereafter.
All right, so it's worth mentioning some of the now. Do we call this? Would this be a trope? The Disney sexual conspiracies? No, what's it? What am I looking for?
I feel like this would be the start of those, because I mean,
There was the naked lady Playboy picture in The Rescuers.
That is true.
That snuck in.
That got snuck
Scandal.
in.
Scandal. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
This is a sexual scandal. So there's two in this. There's two for this one.
And I feel like they're very well known.
Yeah.
For the most part.
So the original poster for The Little Mermaid, the castle in the background, it's got some
Some male
some male
thing.
organisms.
Yes,
Organs.
Okay.
I want.
TC, you
I
and I
so
need to
want
have a talk.
I so want to quote "Death to Smoochie" right now. You know the part. You know what I'm talking.
Yes.
Where the cookie. So anyone listening knows "Death to Smoochie." Death to Coochie. Oh my God, Jeff.
Also, by the way, TC and I are never allowed to record in the same room again. Just happened for Sword in the Stone, didn't it?
We're off the rails right here.
Oh, man.
So yes, the poster to.
The poster, I'll finish this. The poster to The Little Mermaid, while TC just dies over there. The poster to Little Mermaid has a male body part in the spires behind
It's
them.
an arm holding an apple.
Yes, and a very veiny. But the And of course, I think they did digitally remove it at one point, and now whenever they show like a cover for the movie, it's never that.
They made a new
anymore.
cover. Yeah. They distributed this DVD and this poster for the movie that had a freaking daddy on it. Right? Someone approved that.
Somebody approved that.
That is some little ragamuffin over at Disney Studios. Now the second one is, now I remember when this one was brought to my attention, going and looking at it and still questioning it,
right.
even when this is the VHS era, looking at it, and they have since gone in and digitally removed it just to take the question away, which is the priest during the wedding scene between Eric and evil Ursula in Vanessa form. The priest seems to be rather excited that he's performing a wedding.
Ironically, the same male organism that we previously had discussed was on the cover.
Yeah.
Appears to be happening.
But
it's supposed to be his knees.
It's his knees, right? Yeah. Now,
he's almost like bow-legged or something.
Yeah, you could look at it and go, no, that's a... Yeah. Or you could look at it and go, oh yeah, that's the knee. But to remove all questioning behind it, they went in and digitally removed it.
Right. Because it was
I only ever saw it as a knee. Like, once it was pointed out, I was like, well, I mean, that looks like a knee to me.
It's one of those things where one person saw it that way and then told their friends, hey, look, it totally looks like that. And then it's just once you're told that is what you should be seeing,
that's all you can. I can't stop seeing it. I can't. Everywhere I look, I close my eyes, and there it is.
There's just weird knees everywhere, but they're not knees. Look, it's even on the poster. No, that's actually there. Oh, thank God.
Oh. I thought I was going crazy. I'm good to know that it's not a knee. So,
but they have, like, on the Blu-ray copy. Actually, I even think they pulled it from the DVD version, like later DVD releases. But they did digitally just remove it, and it was only ever in one shot.
Yeah,
because every other angle you can clearly see.
It's his knees.
It's his knees. Legs. Yeah. It's just that one side angle that's on camera for.
You know, like those.
5 seconds.
There's those like BuzzFeed lists where it's like the best timed photos.
Yep.
Like there's one where like a girl has her like hand on her neck and her elbows coming forward, and like when your eyes glance over, she's like, she's topless. Oh, it's her elbow. It's her elbow, everyone.
It's okay.
It's her elbow. This is one of those very poorly timed.
Yep.
Or we're wrong and it was.
You know, because that's the other argument that you get for a lot of these, and it'll come up again for Aladdin, and it's going to come up again for Lion King. This is going to be reoccurring.
That Aladdin one. We'll get there. We'll get there
for Aladdin.
So, if I may share a memory behind this,
okay, about the male member.
No, I'm trying to tangent away right now. When I hear "Kiss the Girl," that song, I know every word of it because when I was very little, when my older sister would drive us around, she had a mixtape, like a cassette tape that she had made, which had Oklahoma on Oklahoma every night, right?
Yep.
And a couple of other songs, including Kiss the Girl. And to this day, I cannot hear Kiss the Girl without immediately going into Happiness Hotel from the Muppets, from the Great Muppet Caper. I cannot, my subconscious will not allow me.
Because that was the next song.
Because that was the next song on the cassette tape. It was like, kiss the girl, dun, 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 dun. Oh, there's no fire in the fireplace. There's no carpet on. Like, I cannot not do it.
I have that. I mean, unfortunately, it was none of the Disney songs in mine, but I had a mixtape my mom had in her car that there was 8 songs on that mixtape, and to this day I have digital versions of all 8 of those, and I have a playlist that is that cassette and mixtape that I will
can't help it.
It's just synced to my phone. I'm like, every once in a while I pop it on. I'm like, it reminds me of driving around like late at night because we used to go take my dad lunch because he used to work late shift. Mm-hmm. So like I have that same feeling. And when one of those songs plays, and it's not the next song, I'm gonna go.
What's supposed to go to the thing next, and it's the thing.
I also had a version of Meatloaf's 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad that had a giant skip in the middle of it that cut literally 2 of the 3 out of the song, and it was a 2-minute song, and that's how I knew the song until I got older and heard it.
This song is a lot longer than I remember.
There's other verses. Sorry, complete tangent there.
Let's see. The Scuttle, Buddy Hackett, the legendary.
My goodness. Every time he was on screen, I loved
this is
it.
a great one.
Because like they nailed the Buddy Hackett look. Like I know his underbite, and like he would always turn it like from side to side, kind of like talk out of the side of his mouth, and it was just I saw Buddy Hackett. That's who I saw in that performance. It wasn't just like, again, we'll come back with this. Gilbert Gottfried in Iago for Aladdin, I see Gilbert Gottfried in that. You see Buddy Hackett. Yeah. I lost that. Like, oh, wait, maybe it's not Buddy Hackett. I see him in that, and he was so funny. So funny.
Scuttle is the prototype for the one, like the over-the-top, goofy one-liner sidekick.
Yeah,
that will be used ineffectively through multiple movies in the future. But he just is. There's just the right amount of him. I feel like that's the kind of character that would really get annoying real quick.
Yes.
Now, but there's something about how it's executed in this that he and it just goes to every single character, never wasting a moment. Everything advances the plot. Everything is there for cause and effect. Even Scuttle.
Right.
Even Scuttle's pure ridiculousness as a character is there to further the plot of the story. And he's not there just to be funny.
Right. Well, and there's callbacks for all this stuff that he does. I mean, him teaching Ariel about the fork and the pipe gets paid off later when she mistakenly uses both of them at the dinner scene. So it wasn't just telling a joke for telling a joke's sake. It's like, no, this is going to come back. Don't worry. Yeah. And I also feel, kind of sticking along the line of what you were saying, where you worry that if he was on, like nowadays it could just be really super annoying. I feel like if his time on screen was just the right amount, and yes, had he been on longer, he would have started being like, okay, like this is funny still, but let's keep going with the movie.
Yeah.
He's on just the right amount of time, and he's only really in like 3 scenes.
Well, he's there in the first 10 minutes, so you get to introduce the idea of Ariel's obsession with human artifacts and whatnot. His misinformation to her is used for callbacks later.
Right.
He
shows up when she goes to the boat.
Right. At the boats, when she gets to land, he's there. He is part of the sidekicks. Like, he is part of that. And interestingly enough, and this is again credit to the script, whereas Flounder's trapped to the sea and Sebastian goes with Ariel to land, Scuttle's the go-between. So he can go, hey, Flounder, how's it going? That was not a good Buddy Hackett, I'm sorry.
It was more Jerry Lewis than Buddy Hackett.
They can't all be winners.
Well, let me bust through the tropes real quick.
Okay.
While you look over your notes, if there's anything else that you can think of, we've kind of narrowed. We've honestly hit every note that I've had so far. Yeah. So I got my stuff out. But let me just do the tropes real quick. All right, so here we go. True Love's Kiss.
True Love's Kiss.
That's a good trope right off the bat. Thank you, Disney. The villain has animal sidekicks and or henchmen.
Right, you got Flatsum and Jetsam.
The main character has an animal sidekick. There's a lot of both main characters have an animal sidekick, actually.
Oh, yeah, because Max the dog.
Max the dog.
Actually, you liked Max quite a bit. Like, the animation on Max, again, credit to every single one of these characters having such a nice attention to detail.
Man, because, like, Max is a shaggy dog, and every time he would, like, move his head, they nailed the, like, delayed... And I can't... There's an actual animation term for it, and my animation friends from college are...
Jeff,
yelling, yeah, because we learned about this, but I can't remember the actual term for it. But just like Max would turn his head, and his hair would be just a little behind, and would just kind of like I'm doing the motions. You guys can't see.
It looks great.
It looks fantastic. You're nailing right? It. I look like a dog right now.
It's incredible.
I grew my hair out just for this bit. The hair. So, but and he bounces up and down, and the hair is just delayed as he's doing it, and it just fluffs out right, and then it gets really it's perfect.
And again, to credit to the scripts, he meets Ariel first, because when she climbs up on the boat, he sniffs her, he finds her, he looks her on the face, he likes her, and he's the one who can identify her when Eric can't through the course of the film.
And know when it's Ursula later on, he's growling at her.
You're not her.
Yeah,
you're not
it's
her.
Like I know that.
So, animal sidekicks.
Animal sidekicks, and then finally the last Disney trope. It's a big one. I feel like we all know where we're going with this one. You want to take a shot at it?
Well, there was reused animation.
Oh, there is yes, because which I asked you about, because it's during Kiss the Girl.
Kiss the Girl, when he says wins and the reeds tip over.
And I saw you like start typing. I went, oh, is that reused animation?
Yeah, it's the reeds from the windmill. Go ahead.
But the final one is single parent.
Single parent, that's right.
The antagonist.
King Triton is...
Or the protagonist.
A single parent.
Yep.
Eric's a prince, so we can assume his family's still alive. There's no indication if he's got his parents there or not.
Right. Had there been a line that he's like...
Ever since your parents died, you need to get married. Yeah, there was none of that.
There was none of that. So it's like, I don't count it being him, but our main character has she's only got one parent. It's a single parent situation for her. So those are my tropes.
Did you have any firsts?
I did not. The main first was one we already mentioned, that it was the first Howard Ashman and Alan Menken.
I got two
team
firsts
up,
for you.
Okay, fantastic.
So first this is in 28 films, the first main character with biological siblings. No character up to this point.
Oh,
now
interesting.
you could say Wendy, Michael, and John, right?
Right.
But Peter Pan's the title character.
True.
Right. So I'm being a little I might be skirting around whether or not this works or not, but Cinderella had step siblings.
Right.
There was
never a family. It was only either just by themselves or
I could be wrong. If someone wants to fact check me on that, I'm perfectly willing to admit I'm wrong. But in run it through my head, I cannot remember, like running down the list. I can't remember.
I can't think of anybody else that had
siblings.
Notable siblings. To
the other first, which is this is the first Golden Globe Oscar nominated movie for Best Song and Best Score, which continued for the next 4 films. For the next 4 films, for 4 years in a row,
right.
Disney had a lock on the best song and the best score.
And honestly, they would deserve those nominations.
Yeah, it's so this followed by Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, and Pocahontas all received the nomination for best score, best song.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good first, thank you. I completely missed those two. I didn't even think about the biological siblings.
And then I also have one more of all the movies we've watched so far.
Damn you! Okay, so real quick, guys, I want to tell this quick story.
Okay.
What our plan was going to be was that I was going to try to work that in a lot sooner than now. We were also debating about. Since Lindsay wasn't able to make it here, if we were going to maybe do a small segment, we were going to try to
sneak it in here
instead. But one of these days, TC, I'm not lying, it's going to be hello, Internet Dwellers, welcome to TC. Where is this on your list? Not even get through the title.
I'm not quite sure. I can't get a good read on you, but I don't think anyone listening is going to doubt where I'm going to put this. But
Yeah, you do. So where would you put it, TC?
This is number one.
Okay.
For this set of films. As much as I can find some endearing qualities in Winnie the Pooh, as much as I like Robin Hood and Fox and the Hound, and like all the movies we've watched so far, for the most part of this set, I've particularly disliked Oliver and Company and Black Cauldron, but I don't think it's any surprise. Even just the first 5 minutes of this, you could tell where I was going with this.
Yes.
And this is just trying to be as objective as possible. Seriously sitting here and going, okay, I'm not going to be a nostalgic, blubbering idiot about this. I'm going to try to be objective. Objectively, this is the best animation we've seen from this studio.
Yep.
This is the Disney we all know and love.
Yep.
So yeah, number one with a bullet.
And honestly, TC, I am right there with you. It's like I sat down going, oh crap, I didn't think about where I was going to put this on the list, and then I went, oh wait, no, never mind. Yes, I did, because I was halfway through and I went, well, yeah, this is obviously number one.
Yeah.
Because I was singing along with it. I enjoyed every moment of it. I kind of stopped taking notes, and you can see my notes. It's not a ton, and there's a lot of just my normal comments, my normal thoughts about it. But it was definitely enjoyable from beginning to end. There wasn't anything in it that I hated or wasn't, and there was never a point where I'm like, ugh, get on with it. Because I feel like it could have very well been like that when she got on land.
Yes.
Because it's like, well, she's not the mermaid anymore. Now she can't even talk. Like, what are they going to do with this? This is just going to be a weird love story thing. Even though I am a sucker for rom-coms, obviously. Sorry, Tom Hanks is my spirit animal. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. He's America's dad.
He's America. I love my dad, but I would love to have Tom Hanks as my dad too. Just hit my friend Tom, please call. He hasn't called me back yet. But yeah, no. I enjoyed every minute of this movie, and it actually kind of makes me sad that I didn't watch it sooner. Like all the way through, I was like, oh,
I would honestly rewatch this again.
Oh yeah,
right away. And there's been very few in this entire the Disney Animation Studios library up to this point where I've felt that I would go back to one very quickly. If someone listening right now is like, I want to watch it, come on over with your copy. Okay.
I said, okay.
Give me a ride and I'm there.
Yep, exactly.
So let's see, real quick. Lessons. There's no question. Do you sit a kid down in front of this to watch this movie?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Holy cow, yes. Because it's fun. It's got it. The songs are not dated. That's the other thing that we've stumbled across for some of them, that you can definitely tell the time frame that the movie was made in, because it's these went a little more folky, or they went a little more Carpenters for like the Rescuers, which is like, it's obviously they're trying to mimic the Carpenters for this. But which really dates those films. This one doesn't have that. Like, it's got a Calypso song in it for Under the Sea. That doesn't matter. It's that was a little more 80s, I guess, but it's still an enjoyable song to listen to. Poor Unfortunate Soul sounds like any other villain song we're ever gonna get. Like, it doesn't have a date to it. It's just, that's a Disney song.
In fact, there's elements of this that in general are no different than the kind of comedy or entertainment you'd get in animation now. I particularly point at the sadistic, crazy Louis the Chef scene, which is I can't remember who asked it. Someone asked if we thought that was the darkest we've ever seen in Disney. That is intense, but it's hilarious. It is hilarious. That is one of the most farcical moments of the entire thing. I will say it's a weird callback to have him come and slice the cake and give Sebastian that little moment.
Right.
But that's minor. That's a minor complaint. That scene is ridiculous.
The fact that he finds Sebastian and is like, "Oh, how did you get loose?" And he starts stuffing him with the
started the sun because that makes it taste nice.
It was still enjoyable. There was nothing about that was not fun and entertaining. And, definitely.
You could definitely sit a kid down this to entertain them. And I do think there's a little bit of lessons here in having that. It's the grass is always greener on the other side conversation. Ariel gets what she wants in the end. This has the happily ever after, which is unrealistic in the grand scheme of things.
3 days and they're married.
Right.
They get married. Well, I guess you could argue no. They don't get married right away.
They kissed in 3 days. It could have been months before they got married.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
There's no indication at least a week. They're 16 for crying out loud.
Yeah, come on. They have to get their parents.
Yeah, definitely throw that up there. So I got a couple of theories.
Okay.
That Eric could very well be the descendants of Prince Philip and Princess Aurora, because there are two paintings in the dining room on the left of the screen when you enter the dining room scene that look suspiciously like Philip and Aurora.
Oh, interesting.
And if we are to believe that this is Eric's kingdom, which that is debatable, that could very well be his parents or grandparents up on the wall. Thus, the theory is, could this be the continuation of that world of and there's magic and
that is true. Yeah. And we're hitting more of these movies, and as we go along, we're going to start getting more.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, once we have.
We'll have no shortage of theories and whatnot. In fact, we have already discussed a theory for this movie when we did Peter Pan.
Right.
That was Ariel's mom, a mermaid in Neverland.
Yep.
Or the fact that Triton's dad is Poseidon, who is the uncle of Hercules. So does that mean King Ariel and Hercules are cousins?
They're actually cousins, which still makes sense because it's still part of that whole mythological.
Yeah, Greek. Mythological.
Mythological. We here at Top Shelf like to make up words every week.
Real words,
sometimes.
Let's see. I got we talked about that already, so never mind.
The theory is we talked about that.
It was a comment about that this is an allegory for the sexual awakening, and though we didn't necessarily talk about that, I think that we've addressed enough of
addressing of the point that she's a 16-year-old who wants to have who wants to take control of her life and thinks she knows everything and wants to go off and be with a guy that she just met.
I love her dad. No, I love him. Different movie.
That's oh man, I cannot think of a clever enough pun. Okay, gonna just skip that idea. It's man, that is the one line in the entire movie. That was the one moment I was like, oh,
what a girl! What a little girl!
But in all fairness, you even see her.
I don't want to mean that sounded desperate. That sounded really mean. What a child! I should say. But here being a girl had nothing to do with it.
But they animated her that it in a way where it looked more like she didn't even mean to say that. It was a caught up in the moment because she said, "But I love him," and then she like recoils back. And And you could argue that's like, well, she didn't want to say that out loud.
I love the idea of him. If I was more eloquent of a teenager, maybe that's what I would have said. Don't ruin my stuff.
Yes.
Daddy, no. Ariel.
Where he then goes full-blown Ghostbusters on the inside of her thing and just proton packs the whole inside of her little area, leaving just the face of Eric. Little creepy.
That was fine. That's fine.
It's a little weird.
I have a little.
You have a face of Eric?
Of Eric. I keep it in my wallet.
Help!
So I have a comment. How big is my wallet?
How big is your
It's a
wallet?
coin purse. Okay.
Oh.
I have a comment here from Nessa Van Nessa. And I understand why she tweeted at us. So thank you for listening, first of all. And you can tweet at me at TC's Big Head, which I mentioned earlier. You can tweet at Jeff at Random Bell. Hit up the Facebook page, facebook.com/TopShelfPod, where we post before we record. If you want to throw any comments at us, or when the episode goes up, feel free to react and respond to some of the comments we've thrown out on here. What was the hashtag I said again? The Breckify, Sidekick Breckify.
Sidekick Breckify.
Sidekick Breckify, yeah.
Yes.
So Nessa Van Nessa. Ursula's first ingredient in becoming Vanessa is butterfly.
Yeah.
Is a butterfly. Vanessa means butterfly. So I understand why she tweeted at it, because her name, right?
Yep.
And so she must have an attachment to Ursula's evil doppelganger, which is Vanessa, which we only hear her name once during the wedding. Do you, Eric, take Vanessa? And Vanessa means butterfly. That's the first ingredient she grabs. That's well observed. I never would have caught that.
I would have never
Never
caught
in a million.
I saw her grab the butterfly, but my initial reaction was, how's she keeping a butterfly alive under the water in a
Magic,
bubble?
Jeff. Magic.
No, there are things that need to be based, just like how that storm appeared out of nowhere, and those guys did not see it in
That's
the
a
beginning.
squall. I explained it to you. These can come out of nowhere.
But literally out of nowhere. I mean, come on, guys.
If you want to go so far, it was a tempest, a type of storm. And The Tempest by William Shakespeare has two characters in it named Ariel and Sebastian. There we go. Boom.
I don't like this.
There's some Shakespeare knowledge for you.
TC bringing the actual knowledge to this podcast every week, while I bring mumbles. Well, then, with that, I'm pretty certain that we're very happy with The Little Mermaid. It was a great
clearly.
movie.
This is a lot of fun, and there's a lot. I've had more than a few people message me about, like, oh, we're really so excited I'm so excited you're finally getting to this one. I'm so excited to. Yeah, this is. So for those listening, please, what are your feelings about The Little Mermaid? A few people commented on our post that we were recording, but I'm interested in getting some of that feedback. Some of you give us some great points of conversation. I really love the observations of some of the things we might miss, or some of the things we might gloss over, or the willingness to just chat further about some of the ideas we proposed over the course of the recording here. This was fun recording with you, but we are clearly way more goofy. There's something about being able to look you in your hairy chest.
In my hairy chest, and the fact that I'm nude still, as we discussed earlier.
Hey, you know what? Anyone who's ever listened to The Rewatchman knows pants are optional on this
Pants
thing.
are optional.
It's audio. Who's going to know? Unless we deliberately say so.
And then it's just weird. Well, so then real quick, before we end this week's episode, next week's movie we're going to watch is the 1990 animated film, as they all are, The Rescuers Down Under, our first official sequel.
This is the first official sequel in the Disney canon to the as of the date of this recording.
Right.
It's the only sequel for a narrative. Now, you could say Saludos Amigos and Three Caballeros, but those are not narratives. Those are, what are they, Jeff?
Hashtag package films.
Right. And you could also argue that Fantasia to Fantasia 2000, but those are not narrative films either.
Right. This is an actual sequel to a prior Disney film.
The next one that will officially be a Disney Animation Studios release will be Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. That's the next actual sequel. And then Frozen 2 following that.
Which, for Wreck-It Ralph 2, that one's supposed to be out of 2018, so it'll be after this podcast ends. But we will...
or if you're listening in the future.
Ooh, that's true.
How was it? Tell us below.
And skip ahead to episode 57, where we apparently did the episode.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure we're just going to keep coming back after they release these movies and just keep doing them.
So keep an eye out for The Rescuers Down Under. Let us know if you have any comments or questions about that movie in particular before we jump into it. I'm excited to get to Rescuers Down Under.
Me too.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
That's exciting.
See, this is where Little Mermaid was the partial Rescuers Down Under. Again, I remember seeing commercials for it. I remember it being in theaters, but I don't ever remember actually watching it.
Yeah.
But then we get a string of them where it's like, oh yeah, I've seen these until we get to the mid to late 90s.
It's one that people often forget is part of this. In fact, Dave Geisler from the Technophiles podcast network, when I recorded our Let's Plays, which a new one is available today if you want to see and listen to me play Jungle Book with David, the second in our series. We did Pinocchio last week.
Yep.
We got which will be in the comments below. I linked it last week with Pinocchio. I linked it again this week with Jungle Book. But he forgot that Rescuers Down Under existed as well, thinking that Little Mermaid was next, or that Beauty and the Beast was next.
Yep.
But no, there's sneaks right in there.
An extra movie in there, and then we get on to the new Renaissance, which I'm excited to see, because I want to see, because we're in that period, and then we're going to wrap up, I promise. I'm excited to see that, because we had Oliver and Company, we have Little Mermaid, and Rescuers Down Under, and obviously then we have Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. We have a lot in that chunk, but those will be part of our next bracket as well.
Right.
Films.
Yes. We are ending this bracket with Beauty and the Beast.
With Beauty and the Beast, so that episode will be a little bit longer, just because we'll probably go over our list like we did the last two times. But I'm excited to see how different is Rescuer Down Under compared to Little Mermaid and Oliver and Company, because they were all in production at the same time. Was there enough time that had passed that they went? The Little Mermaid came out and they went, oh, this all works.
Everyone go fix this.
Let's tweak all this stuff. Or was it well, too late. They took a shot, and Little Mermaid was the one that worked, and it won't be until Beauty and the Beast that material wraps up into it.
I am looking forward to this as well, because I have not seen this movie in quite some time. So, but yeah, I think that's it. So thank you.
TC, thank you for being here in person.
I hope everyone enjoyed just how off the rails we were this time. Because I don't know, maybe because the movie was so much fun, maybe because we had a great meal before we started recording.
We did.
We're a little loopier than I think we normally would.
And we're recording it on a different day than we normally would have as well. I didn't work today.
We did everything wrong, Jeff. Everything wrong.
Everything did not match what we normally do. And I don't know, maybe that's for the best. It's good to do this every once in a while, something different. So
yeah.
I don't know what next week will be. I don't know if you'll still be here or if you're going to head back out again. So we'll have to wait and see what the Rescuers Down Under brings us. But it was good doing this in person.
Yeah.
Even if it's once every 13 movies.
That's fine. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thanks everybody.
I am TC for Jeff across the literally in front of me.
Sup.
Thank you all for listening, and this is a sign off.
Now this right here.
No, I can't do it. I wanted to be able to do Buddy Hackett, but I can't do it.
It's okay. I'll just keep doing Gaston for the both of us.
DZs, they think they can impersonate everything. Is that okay that I did the third person on that one? Somebody better nail me to the floor.
This has been a production of Ghost Hat Media, proud member of the Ghost Hat Network. Find them online at www.ghosthat.net.
I like the ending.